Good day, everybody, and welcome to Sparkles of Love's transmission. My name is Ana-La-Rai, and Sparkles of Love is a premier resource for those on their spiritual path who are wanting to awaken faster or easier or quicker or step into mastery. And the tools and processes and methods that we use all come from Source, and they are new, evolved, and really kind of unlike anything else out there. So, today, what we want to talk about is the awakening. And I have done things on this before, but I got to do an update for everybody. So we could have, so you could understand a little bit about what's going on here and now. And we are in mid September 2024. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about it, about the awakening and some of the things that I'm seeing. And then we're going to do a download of the vibration of peace because I always like to do a little bit of energy while we're together. And then I have a couple things to share about some up and coming events. So, how do we know we're in the awakening? So, first of all, I would say to you that I truly believe from everything I feel and what my guides tell me that we are in the midst of the Great Awakening. How long will it be and how long before before everything is awakened? I have no idea. I don't have a timeline for it, but I know we're in it. I know we're in it. So for me, and I'd love to hear from some of you what your experience is, but for me, some of the things that I can tell, besides my guides telling me, is the energies I feel. There are just some days on the planet where I wake up, I've had a really good sleep, and I'm so physically tired, like I've been bombarded with high frequencies. And that's the way I often feel after a big download energetic, or after a gathering where I've held big energies for a long time, or after a 1 day workshop where I've held so much high frequency, and then your body just goes, "Wow." So that happens just randomly now. So that's kind of one of the things. So those of you that have worked with me before know that my divine service is for for planet Earth is with Mother Gaia and the Alchemy Collective Consciousness. And there have been a lot of things this year with the alchemy that they have done completely differently. And I've been channeling them over 11 years. And they're a collective of light beings that come at the time of awakening for a planet and a people. So they're really in tune with what happens. So some of the things that I've noticed with the alchemy is that we have a gathering starting in about 10 days in Canada, here in north of Toronto, in Muskoka. It's our 20th actual gathering, which is amazing. But after each gathering, we have all these amazing energies, but the gathering closes. So our last one was in April and it was online. And at the end of the gathering, what normally happens is all the energies wind down and close, right? The event is over. Just like you close the door when you're done in a room. For the first time in 11 years and 19 gatherings, they did not close the energies. That was a big sign to me that something is really different, something's really up. And the alchemy started bringing in, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, something they called diamond light, and it is the newest ascension energies, and it carries the codes of remembrance. So when we started with it, you couldn't even, as a human, you weren't even allowed to bring it in more than like 5 minutes a day. And we're up to now twice a day, up to 60 consecutive minutes of download. And everybody can just ask for that. One of them is always at bedtime. So there's a big difference in the amount of energy that you're allowed or is available to you to bring in. I think on our news media and social media and all of the information out on the planet, that there is an awful lot more being revealed. Um, some of it good, some of it not so good, but there is less. it's like more information's coming out so that we can't bury our head in the sand anymore. We can't we're we can't ignore things. And once you see some of these things, you can't unsee them. You can't It's like in the Matrix, you end up with the red pill, right? You want to really see what's going on. And that seems to be happening to more and more people. Um, I know for me, after the last few years of everything that happened on planet Earth, I've come to the space where I don't believe most of what the media tells me or tries to tell me. And when I see a big headline, I go, I wonder what's really happening somewhere else that they're trying to distract us with this. And I know lots of people, though it might be different for you, are experiencing that kind of part of the awakening where they are more discerning, they are more aware because things are being revealed. Um, More people just seem to be more aware. More people seem to be jumping into spirituality or asking questions. Um, and so there's more truth coming out, it seems, about things that have happened in the past, and less and more about the manipulation. Okay. And a good example today is September 12th, and there was all kinds of information I saw online yesterday about 9/11 that happened, I think, 23 years ago when the Twin Towers in the United States in New York were bombed and came down. Oh, sorry. I mean, no, the planes crashed into them. But there's so much information out now that is quite contradictory that it lets you look at things different. So that's one of the examples. I think more and more people are having transformation experiences, right? Big life changes, some really good, some really challenging. Um, some people are being almost forced to change their lives. And it seems like there's more extremes. So some people are really thriving and doing really well, and other people are leaving the planet. There seems to be an awful lot of people leaving the planet. Okay. On an energetic level, the amount of tools, new tools, and processes and energies are off the charts. Like every single month, a new process, a new tool is coming through to help us. And they are the levels that I've never ever seen before. The levels that I've never ever seen before. Um, so lots of potentials. The veils seem to be thinning. So it's easier to connect with your guides. It's easier to get information. Okay. And I think that another one I've noticed, positive and negative, or both sides of the coin, is manifestation is happening easier. When I'm really in a good space and aligned and I'm trying to manifest, it seems to come pretty quickly. The downside is if I'm in a funky energy or I'm upset about anything, then I seem to be manifesting negative things, like I'll trip or I'll cut my hand or I'll bump into something or I'm just not aligned. So the manifestation of what our lives are looking like is happening much quicker. Does anybody have other things that show you personally that you think we're in the awakening now? If you want to type in, I know often too that I feel most of the time I feel lighter. I feel more peaceful, which in all the chaos sounds kind of funny. So, question here, do groups decide to reincarnate together to support when a planet does the awakening? Oh, good question. Let me just go in and see here. Beloved ones, we are first light, and we step forward to address this question. Yes and no. We would say primarily yes, but what happens is when you end up on Earth, don't necessarily remember you were part of that group. So, soul families and different groups come forward, some that have only had human lives, some that have not had a lot of human lives, and they choose and agree to be here for different parts of the awakening, for support or for action or activity or information and energetics. And many soul families know what they want to do or help co-create, but they come down and don't necessarily remember. So right now, there are many people on planet Earth that are, well, everyone on planet Earth right now is here because they chose to be here at this time of awakening. But the majority don't remember that, and they get lost in the 3D or the humanness of the experience, forgetting the commitments they have made or what they had wanted to do to support the awakening. And then you have groups that are more aligned, that humans come together in groups and call forth light workers to help support the awakening, like the Alchemy Collective Consciousness does, and many other groups out on the planet. So we hope that that answers your question. We hope that that answers your question. So, are there other ways that those of you who are listening feel that you know it's the awakening, or you get a sense of awakening? And when we say awakening, maybe that is a good thing to talk about. Awakening, when Ana-La-Rai uses this term, often it is a spiritual awakening, which is true. Where, as she says, as we have shared with her, to remember who you are. You're awakening, you're remembering your magnificence. But what also happens with awakening is you begin to dissolve the polarities and the separation. As you truly awaken, and as more and more people awaken, you move more into unity consciousness, into oneness. And as you remember who you are going to be holding a higher vibration. You are stepping more into your gifts, and you have a broader perspective on your planet. Your perception changes. Your perception changes. Uh, and then one asks, were you able to avoid the COVID vaccines? How does your team in spirit see all the vaccinations that may be affecting or non the ascension process? And so Ana-La-Rai and Christian made their own choices based on how they felt, uh, and what information we had shared with them, as many in our area did, those who work with us. And they both chose not to vaccinate, and they honored whatever choices people made for whatever reasons they did. They honored, and so there was no separation here. Everyone was still welcome in the home. Everyone that wanted a hug got a hug. It wasn't anyone's what you would say business. That we never asked. They never asked people, what are you? Have you been vaccinated or non-vaccinated? And so, in terms of affecting the ascension process, we would say that we don't worry about that. We don't see it as a deterrent. People can still ascend. It is an awakening process. And it is all around what your beliefs are around it. So if you believe you were vaccinated and you were limited in your ascension, then you were creating your own limitation. If you were vaccinated and feel it has no effect on your ascension, then that is what happens. And the same way, if you were unvaccinated and feel limited, you become limited. So it really isn't about the vaccine. It is, from our perspective, it is about how you believe and see your perceptions around it. We know people who were vaccinated who then worked with the vaccine within their physical bodies and sent love out through the connectiveness of the vaccine through others. So it is really how you choose to work with things and how you choose to perceive it. And again, it isn't, it is all about your individual choices. And if you were had vaccines, there are ways energetically that it can all be removed. And so we would invite you to find practitioners in your own area. Uh, and there are many different ways with some of the quantum work out there, with body talk, with many different practitioners, can just help release anything that went in that mm, you are concerned about on the energetic level. And you must remember that part of the awakening is to allow people to see the choices, to come into awareness that there is more out there, that there is, and it becomes part of the awakening is discerning within your own body and heart the truth of anything that you are being sold or tried to be connected to or manipulated with or even listening to. Even the same way when people are channeling for you, you need to be able to discern, to feel the truth of it. And that is part of the awakening, that you become more aware, more able to discern. And so then you can make choices that are for your highest good. And most of you, or if not all of you, whatever choice you made, you learned many lessons. You grew and changed because of it. And one says, I would say I feel more connected to a planet and I want to be part of the raising of vibration of the awakening. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, we hope that gives you some ideas and suggestions on how you can see and feel and understand that we are in the middle of the awakening. And what we would like to do with Ana-La-Rai and for you is we'd like to do a little download of the vibration of peace, because we think that is always beneficial for everyone. And so let us just do this in just a moment here. We will do about a 5-minute download. Of course, you should not be driving a car and you want to just be able to receive. But before we do this, we want to share with you on behalf of Analarai, because we like to share things she is doing, that this coming Saturday on the 15th of September, do we have the right day? 15, 14, whatever this Saturday is. We could look on a calendar. It is the 14th. On this Saturday, she is doing a one-day workshop called How to Create Your Own Energetic Space. And we and other beings of light will be present to help create an energetic safe space for you in the one-day workshop. And there will be recordings available if you are not able to join us live. And that is available through her website, sparklesoflove.love. And it will also be available as a link below here. And also with the Alchemy Collective Consciousness and the Awakening, their gathering starts on Sunday, the 22nd, the fall equinox. And that day, for the first time in 20 gatherings, they are opening up to an online portion for one day only. You must be present live, as there are no recordings. And that is to activate the angelic healing grid for planet Earth that the alchemy and many people have been co-creating in throughout May and June. And so that is available on the Alchemy's website, thealchemycollective.org, and the link is down below. So we hope that you will look at both of those and participate as you feel called to. So now we are going to do a 5-minute download of the vibration of peace. We invite you to close your eyes. Once we get started, we will ask Ana-La-Rai to mute, and then she will come on when it is down. And so, eyes closed, and just feel now as the vibrations or energies of peace begin to flow from source, and they will come down through your soul star chakra up here into your crown and in through your body. So just allow. And for those joining us, we are downloading into each of you the vibration of peace. And so we complete the download of the vibration of peace. And each time you listen to this video or audio, you will receive this vibration. But again, please do not do it when you are driving. On behalf of Ana-La-Rai and Sparkles of Love, we send you our blessings and wish you a most beautiful day. We are First Light. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye for now.